Hello and welcome to Brooks Guitar Lessons. I am Bill Brooks. Today we're going to learn the easiest way to remember and write the circle of fifths, so don't go away. Okay, the circle of fifths is set up much like a clock is, right? You have 12 stations around the clock. We have we have a 12 rather, and then we have a 3 over here, and a 9, and nope. So, like I was saying, we have a 12 up here, and a 3, and a 6, and a 9. And in between there we have, you know how to read a clock, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So this was, there. If you want to use your own paper and draw your own circle, like this, and make those marks out for yourself. 2 marks in between here, and 2 marks in between here, 2 marks in between here, and those 2 marks in between there. So that could help you out to draw this circle evenly and more accurately than. It's not about how pretty your circle is, it's about the information contained in the circle. So don't worry about that. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remember that it's called the circle of fifths. So we're going to write C for circle. Let's make that wider. I'm going to write C is for circle, and F is for fifths. Now some of you are out there going, wait a minute, this is not a circle of fifths, this is a circle of fourths because you went clockwise. So yes, you are correct. I put a C at the 12 o'clock position, and I put an F at the 11 o'clock position. If you want to call this a circle of fourths, because it's going clockwise, F stands for fourths as well. So you got me. You are correct. It's a circle of fourths. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to write a circle of fifths. So I'm going to start at the 12 o'clock position with C, and then I'm going to skip every other space and go D, C, D, E, and then F. Wait a minute, I already have an F up here. So I'm going to continue spelling or counting from here. F, skip a space, G, skip a space, A, skip a space, B, and then we already have our C up there. So we have done more than half of the circle of fifths already. So notice, after I have done that, I have spelled backwards. I have spelled the word bead, B-E-A-D, and that is going to be useful with the rest of the circle of fifths because this half has to be filled in. So I'm going to take this word bead, and I'm going to continue reading counterclockwise, B-E-A-D, and I'm going to go on the other side of the F, and I'm going to write a B. But this is the flat side of the circle of fifths. So everything beyond the F is going to have a flat symbol on it. So that's a B flat, and then we're going to write an E flat, and then an A flat, and then a D flat. All right, so we are mostly done except for this bottom space. So if you notice, so what goes after the D? If we keep spelling bead, there's a G after the D. So we're going to keep following that pattern, and we're going to make a G flat. I'm going to put it in the corner. And I'm going to make a slash. So what is the enharmonic equivalent of G flat? Meaning, what is the note that has the same sound but a different name? So we can call a G flat a F sharp. So here we go. That's it. We have done it. We have written out the major ring of the circle of fifths. So C at the top at the 12 o'clock position, G, D, E, A, B, G flat and F sharp, D flat, A flat, E flat, B flat, and F. So now, here's another way to remember this. So I told you two mnemonics already. Circle of fifths at the top to get you started, or circle of fourths, however you want to think about it. We have a bead up here on the sharp side, and another bead over here on the flat side. But also, notice that if I go clockwise at the north, east, south, west positions, I spell C, A, F sharp, E flat. That becomes the word C, A, F sharp, E flat, cafe, with funny little accents on it. So this, the major outside ring of the circle of fifths, really is the circle of fifths. But how you use this, if you're talking about the key of C, the C is the root of your key. And then going clockwise, rather, you have to go to the G, that's your fifth, and then going counterclockwise from the C, that's your fourth position. And then if you keep on going, D is your minor second, A is your minor sixth, and then E is your minor third. So memorizing the circle of fifths helps you out a little bit, right? If you're playing an instrument and you just want to know, how do I translate something? How do I transcribe something? What are all the keys in the chords in the keys that I'm using? So you have to remember the entire ring in order to use that, unless you have the inner ring showing you where the minor keys are. So what we're going to do, we're going to take out our marker again, and we're going to imagine this is a steering wheel, and you're making a left turn, and you're turning the steering wheel 90 degrees. So your A will go here at the top, and then everything in this wheel is going to be minor. So we're going to make that an A minor. So then, well, let's go the north, east, south, and west positions. So this becomes an F sharp. And then this becomes a C minor over here, C minor. And then C, A, F, E flat minor. And then we can fill in the rest. So C, D, skip one, skip another one, E minor, skip another one. We've done that already. Thank you. And we go over here to the F minor, and then skip another one, G minor, skip another one, A, skip another one, B a minor. Looking good. So now we have the bead over here, and then we have the bead here. We're going to keep going with the B flat, and then the E flat, and then the A flat. Wait a minute, hold on. Didn't I tell you that this is the sharp side of the circle of fifths? So I can't put an A flat here. That would ruin the sharpness of the sharp side. So what is the same as an A flat? Anyone? Anyone? G sharp, you are correct. G sharp minor. And then the D flat is supposed to go here, but it's on the sharp side. So the enharmonic equivalent, I love saying that word, it'll make you a nerd at parties, it's a C sharp minor. Maybe you don't need help being a nerd at parties. Maybe I shouldn't be helping you with that. All right, so now we have the major ring on the outside, and we have the minor ring on the inside. You have you've remembered two mnemonics, three mnemonics: circle of fifths or circle of fourths, C-A-F-E, and B-E-A-D, B-E-A-D on the flat side as well. But there's more. So you might realize that we have made this wedge. So your root goes here, your fifth goes here, your fourth goes here, your minor sixth is right below the major root. That is the relative minor. And then you have the minor second and the minor third. What are we missing? We are missing the seventh. Most of you, if you look this up on Google and you look up the circle fifths, sometimes you'll find only the outer ring. Sometimes you'll find the outer ring and the inner ring as well. I'm going to add a third ring, only because I know that popular music usually does not use the diminished chords, but I need to know that they're there. I just feel lost knowing that they're somewhere in cyberspace unaccounted for. So we have the A, we're missing, if we just look here for the seventh, we are missing the B diminished chord. We're missing the B diminished chord. All right, so a way to check this is to see, do I have the A and the B and the C and the D and the E and the F and the G? No matter what kind of accidentals, you're always going to have everything in your musical alphabet, your scale alphabet, accounted for. So now we could do it. All we have to do is turn the steering wheel, the inner steering wheel, we turn it 2 spaces to the left, and we have the A here, A diminished, and we have the C here. I'm sorry, C goes here, C, A, F sharp goes here, and then E flat, oh, not E flat, it has to be D sharp now. Right here. So then we can fill in the rest. So C right here, skip a space is D, diminished. Skip a space E, skip a space, F, we got, oh, F goes here, diminished, G, and we already have the A and the B diminished filled in as well. So now we have to make these flats sharp, so instead of spelling bead, we're going to use A sharp, diminished, and we're going to use a G sharp, diminished, and then we're going to use a C sharp, diminished, and there you have it. So that may be a lot for some of you. If you focus on the outer ring, what this trick is good for is memorizing where, if you just remember the cafe trick, or if you remember this wedge minus these right here is going to give you all the chords that you need for the key of C. And then if you move that wedge, it'll give you all the chords you need for the key of G, and so forth. So let's say I write a song in the key of C, and I want to transpose it to the key of G. Well, I move the wedge over, and I know that G is the root, and I have the fifth and the fourth and the sixth and the 2 and the 3. You can also think about it as triangles. So if you want to go in sequence, the 1 here, the 2 here, the 3 here, and then it becomes a star if you go to the 4, and then the 5, and then the 6, and back to the root. So I'm going to upload some more videos about the circle of fifths in the future. Hopefully they'll be nicely animated. There are more tricks to be learned about the circle of fifths. Okay, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I have a copy of that circle of fifths on my Patreon page, so feel free to go there and download it from there. I have a blank version and one that's already filled out, so you can hang it on your wall and admire it and study it as well. Just hang it up in your practice space so that you can remember what it looks like and use it for easy reference. So until next time, guitar class is dismissed.